Well, butter me up and call me Spanky, because that was an absolutely wild day in the world's largest casino. Yes, I'm talking about the old stock market. And in this video, I have a little bit of a dire warning for all my degenerate traders. I think that this is a bear market rally. I think that the dip is not to be bought, and I think there is more pain coming down the pike. And in this video, I'll be giving you all the facts, stats, and figures of why I think the bears are still very much in control. And I obviously hope that you are watching this video in time, because I have a pretty urgent and timely dire warning for all of you. With that being said, before we get into the meat of the video, if you could help me out by hitting the like button, don't forget to subscribe and give me a what's up in the comments below. All that type of engagement really does help get this video in front of other people. So in a comment, if you just want to let me know if you're buying the dip, if you're not buying the dip, I would love to hear from all of you, because it really does help. So with that being said, let's rock. By the time the closing bell went dingity ding 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 on the day, basically marking the end of our pain and our misery, here was the official headline. Dow tumbles again, loses more than 1,300 points in 2 days as Trump ignites a trade war. Obviously, that's going to be the major motif of this particular video, but I also want to get into some of the technicals to help you avoid some of the traps and the pitfalls. But man, oh man, what a day it was. We started off and I called it out on the stream. I hope to see you there Monday to Friday, 9 to 11. There's a live stream where I show you what's going on in the market. I give you my thoughts and my reasoning, and I live trade with all of you. I hope to see you there. But more importantly, we called out that it was bearish at the open, and I absolutely killed it. Many of you who watched it killed it with me. But yes, you can see the SPY dump, the Qs dump, and then around midday, we got a crazy rip. Later on in this video, I'm going to be explaining what caused this to rip and how you also knew not to chase it, because there was a good odds of a dump into close. And obviously that's what happened, but we were calling this all out in real time in the Discord before it happened. And once again, I'll be explaining a little bit of the major things you need to know. But very quickly, I just want to say congrats to the MSTR team, because this thing ripped from 240 up to 290. This is all on the back of a lot of anticipation for Michael Saylor to be speaking with Trump at the crypto event this Friday. And then even Palantir, shout out to the Palantir team, going back green, really fighting. So a little bit of a mixed bag, a little bit of craziness. And I want to remind you, with all of this, I'm getting accused a little bit of doomsday, talking about the stock market crash and the trade war and what Trump's doing. I want to clarify, this is good for active traders. When you see the VIX rip into the high heavens of levels like 23, you can make a bunch of money, because it's with this expansion of volatility that you get larger ranges. And for retail traders like you and me, we need those larger ranges to make a lot of money. And just to prove it, I want to show you this here. Today alone, on my swing account on Public, my favorite brokerage, I made $18,000. The past week, up 62. Past month, up 144. Past 3 months, up almost $150,000. This is not the time to be scared. This is the time to be excited. And obviously, crazy things are happening, so you just have to be well prepared. But obviously, a shout out to Public. Shout out to public.com for sponsoring this portion of the video. Now, if you haven't already, I highly suggest that you check out Public, because it's my favorite place to trade options. Public helps you make more money or lose less on all of your option trades with their options rebate. When you buy or sell a contract, you get a rebate, which means you actually pay less and in reality make more than you would on other platforms. You can receive a rebate between 6 and 18 cents depending on your current and prior month's options trading volume. This means that Public is the most cost-effective way to trade options, which is why I love it, because it allows me to focus on actually trading rather than the headache that is trading fees. Now, beyond rebates, Public.com offers you an entire suite of tools. They have a comprehensive strategy builder to plan single or even multi-leg strategies. They have interactive P&L charts to help visualize the outcome of trades, and Public even has advanced charting with hundreds of built-in technical analysis indicators. With all these offerings, no commission fees and no per contract fees, I'm confident that you'll love Public.com as much as I do. So don't forget to check them out by going to public.com/Matt Kohrs, or you can click on the link in the description of the video. Thanks again to Public for partnering with us, the Goonie community. Alrighty, so question number one. What in the world is going on? Because my timbers are shivered. Trump dashes hopes for last-minute Canada-Mexico deal ahead of the 25% tariff. That's how we kicked off the week. Today, Tuesday, March the 4th, all of these tariffs went into effect, but the questions were yesterday, is there going to be any last-second Hail Mary play? That means we don't have to get these tariffs, and this is what caused the market to start to sell off yesterday and led us into a pretty bearish situation today. And really throughout the day, I would argue it got even worse. Trump escalates global trade war, sparking a tit-for-tat tariffs. Like I said, yesterday was bad, and today got far, far worse. President Donald Trump delivered on his threat to hit China and Mexico with sweeping import levies and doubled an existing charge on China, spurring swift reprisals that plunged the world economy into a deepening trade war. The new tariffs, 25% duties on most Canadian and Mexican imports and raising the charge on China to 20%, apply to roughly 1.5 trillion. Folks, that's trillion with a T in annual imports, an expansive move signaling to the markets that the Republican president is committed to inflicting economic pain to generate fresh revenue and create domestic manufacturing jobs. Now, very quickly, time out. Let me remind you, it's not stopping here because we're not even in the world of early April where we're going to be getting reciprocal tariffs. This is just kind of more of the whole drug war, trade war, tariff type of thing going on. But remember, in mid-March, we're going to get a couple more tariffs on things like silver and aluminum, maybe lumber in there, but it's in early April, roughly about a month from now, where we're still going to be talking about reciprocal tariffs. And what we found out today about those reciprocal tariffs is absolutely wild because they're not going to replace the current tariffs. They're actually going to be cumulative, as in they're going to add on to these base tariffs already, which means, man, oh man, are they going sky high. And now very quickly back to what we were just talking about, the tariffs as of today. As you could imagine, Canada, China, Mexico, not too happy, and they are all already clapping back. Trade tensions heat up as China and Canada retaliate against US tariffs. China will impose additional tariffs of up to 15% on some US goods, while Canada vowed tariffs for up to 25% after new US tariffs on both countries took effect. I have to admit, this led to a pretty comedic thing. So here, just check this out. White House threatens even more tariffs on Canada as trade war escalates. So here's what happened. The US said,
hey, we're going to be tariffing Canada.
And Canada said,
you can't do that or we're going to tariff you.
And right here, Trudeau accuses Trump of starting a US-Canada trade war. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't, but man, oh man, is this just comedic gold. Please explain to Governor Trudeau of Canada that when he puts on a retaliatory tariff on the US, the reciprocal tariff will immediately increase by a like amount. So going to Truth Social and reminding the quote unquote governor of Canada that, yeah, you can clap back all you want, but guess who has the sledgehammer? And as I said, Mexico is also going to be retaliating, but we don't really know the details and we're not going to be finding out till this weekend. Mexico says it will impose retaliatory tariffs on US, which details coming Sunday. Now, I think you could argue that this is either a good or a bad thing. Maybe it's a good thing, as in they're going to have a couple days, they're going to talk with the US counterparts, and they're going to come to some sort of agreement, and there's going to be no tariffs. Or maybe they're going to be thinking about it. Both sides are going to get more angry. They're going to come in with a larger retaliation. And then similar to Canada, Trump's just going to retaliate even harder. So whatever it is, it's going to be an extreme. I think it's actually going to be fine and settle things down, or it's going to get way worse. And we're definitely not going to be eating any of that avocado toast. Now, if I could take one quick second to take a step back here and talk about a larger theme of what's going on. We know that when tariffs go up, things become more expensive. When things become more expensive, the economy doesn't like it. When the economy doesn't like it, we see the stock market going down, which is why we've been seeing lower lows and we've been seeing a lot of red and we've had a little bit of a bloodbath of a situation. And it all in one way or another comes back to the fact that we're already in high inflation. Treasury Secretary Bessent says Trump tariffs won't cause inflation to increase. And then also today, this is from the Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick. He was on the Squawk Box with CNBC and they were talking about, and he's like, nope, this is just a drug war and tariffs will not increase inflation, which brings up the fair question, do tariffs increase inflation? The direct answer is yes. I know some of you watching this right now are not going to be liking that I'm saying that, but yes, tariffs do increase inflation. And now, to make the other half of the people watching this angry at me, I think we have a better conversation. Why are the same people who are getting mad about tariffs increasing inflation, Why are they the exact same people who didn't get mad about the fact that during the Rona period, I don't know, we printed $7 trillion, we stopped businesses, especially small businesses, straight up shut them down, froze student loans, direct deposited money into people's accounts, had one of the most insane quantitative easing policies of all time, leading to a 3-decade high level of inflation, but yet that was fine? You know what? At least in this deal, where it probably will prompt inflation, at least we're bringing some manufacturing and jobs and development back to the actual country for jobs for, our own neighbors, our own citizens. I happen to clearly from this conversation be a little bit in the middle on this issue. Yes, I do believe it causes inflation, but I'm kind of looking at maybe it's a little bit of short-term pain for future progress. Like I said, I know some of you are going to be popping off at me in the comments, and I know even more of you are going to have emotional thoughts about what I just said, but I honestly just see this as basic factual information, and I call it how I see it. But regardless, yes, there is pain. The Trump bump disappears as the S&P 500 is now negative since the election. In the short term, it's bad, and it might be getting worse. Stagflation fears bubble up as Trump tariffs take effect and the economy slows. Remember, stagflation is the worst type of inflation. It's when you have inflation and a slowing economy. It is a no bueno situation. So hopefully we do avoid that, and we will be getting some insights into what might or might not be happening tonight because Trump will be giving a public address. Trump national address to test economic message amid price fears at 9 p.m. Eastern tonight, Tuesday, March the 4th. Trump will be giving a live public conference, and obviously he's going to be touching on a myriad of things, but the major thing is going to be what in the world is happening with the economy and also obviously tariffs. So as we're all watching that and listening to him, I do need to teach a couple of the technical things you should be paying attention to, and this relates to the start of the video where I believe we're in a bear market rally. I do not believe the dip is to be bought at this moment and how you could have predicted this. On the screen right now is the delta flow, the options flow of the S&P 500 complex. Those are the colorized bars. So the white line is the price line, and all day we sold off, we popped, and then we dumped it into close. So the question is, how could you have predicted this before it all happened? And the answer is right here. Throughout the day, as the price dumped and then popped, you're going to see that we have the calls on the top, that's the orange and the green, and then you're going to see we have the blue on the bottom, that is the puts. Even though we were popping quite a bit in price, the people holding puts were refusing to sell. And you could tell that because the longer duration puts, the all expiration puts, were going flat. As in, for whatever reason, even though price was going up, they were not getting scared. That is legitimate bearish strength. Now, on the other side of it, why was the market going up? Well, it wasn't the longer duration, it was zero DTE call buying. There was aggressive call buying in the short term, and the fact that it was zero DTE, yes, it was adding positive gamma, it was adding positive delta, but guess what? The fact that it expired today means that all disappears today. So not only is that taken off of the option structure because they expired today, but these players had to decide to do something by the end of the day. And guess what? Right around 3:30, right when we had 30 minutes to go, it started to dump. All those people started to hit the cash register and monetize their position. And I know this is a little conspiratorial, but I need to share something with you. I think someone out there with serious pockets, this is the most important part of the video. Listen up. I think someone out there with seriously deep pockets knows something wicked this way comes. You might be thinking,
Well, Matt, why? Sounds a little doomsday. Sounds like you're getting paid off by the bear camp.
and maybe, or I'm looking at the fact that right here with 10-ish minutes to go in the day, someone bought a serious amount of longer duration puts. Right here, the fact that the delta dropped from, what was this, around 1.45 to about 1.1 billion, that delta dropping means someone added a lot of negative delta to the system. You add negative delta to the system by buying puts, and you buy puts in size. I'm showing it to you right here, starting at 336, going up all the way up until really about 353, 355. Someone was buying serious amounts of puts, really specifically at 348. I'm looking at this general trend, this particular trader right here, but at that size, that person is confident. Are they in the know? Do they know something about the speech tonight? Do they know something coming down the pipeline? I have no idea who this person is, but they put their money where their mouth is. So I just wanted to cover that. I also wanted to cover the dynamics through the day, but the fact that we got just this rally, it's a bear market rally. We saw it in the options market playing out due to the structure. And I think eventually one of these days, the dip is to be bought. I just don't think we're being presented with it right now. But I do want to throw a little thing out there of what this might all be about. And remember a couple days ago, as in Friday, when we had another bear market rally, it all related to Zelensky and Trump, and they were fighting, and then Trump kicked him out. And then that led to this situation. US pauses all military aid to Ukraine. That was announced yesterday. And then fast forward to today, Zelensky calls heated meeting with Trump regrettable in a bid to mend ties, as he wants to get paid again. And then that's now led to this exclusive US and Ukraine prepared to sign minerals deal today, Tuesday. So that might be good, might be bad. It's super awkward. It's super confusing. This is what the conversation actually was. I'm sorry, Mr. President, say it. Please, no, make me say it. Say it. I'm a little bitch. Never gets old. Apparently, that's what they were talking about today. So I'm just wanted to share that with all of you. So huge news to pay attention to with also the conversation that we're going to have from Trump at 9 p.m. And please don't forget, tomorrow, we're going to get the ADP non-farm employment change. We're going to get the ECB interest rate decision on Thursday. And then we're going to get the unemployment report on Friday. And also don't forget, we're in earnings. After the market closes on Thursday, Broadcom and Costco are two of the final ones that I'm personally going to be paying attention to. But I just wanted to share this just in case any of you guys are trading it. That's what I have for you. I know I hit you with a fire hose of information. I hope at least one of you watching found some value in this. But man, oh man, what an exciting time to be an absolute degenerate trader. I hope you are making many, many tendies. If you made it to this point in the video, I very much appreciate it. I appreciate the good vibes. I appreciate your attention. I appreciate your time, and I'll see you at the next show.